So, Benny, this is your performance review over the last 6 months. You're not doing so well.
What do you mean? I'm the wagon master. I get the job done.
That's not your title, Benny.
But I'm Irv Blitzer, you know.
No, you're not leading anyone east, you're not the manager, and you're not whipping anyone into shape for a bobsled team.
You got the reference.
Yes, I can't believe it. I got the references. And I hate to say it, Benny, but you've been too sloppy lately. You've been letting a lot of things slip.
I don't think so.
Like, for instance, someone ordered Smarties and you gave them Goobers instead.
The guy was a goober.
It was a lady, Benny.
Well, she was a handsome goober.
Or the time you sold a 6-year-old tickets to Poltergeist.
That's how old Carol Ann is in the movie.
And, most importantly, you've been selling tickets without actually collecting any money.
Wait, what? No, that didn't happen.
We have the footage to prove it, Benny.
Next. I know. Next, please. Next. All right, don't fire me. I'll do better. I'll work longer. I'll come in earlier. Stay later. Just don't fire me.
No one's firing you, Benny. Mostly because I was in the ticket booth when you were giving away the tickets.
Next. I know. Next, please. Next.
Let me put it this way. You're Jack Chester.
Thank you, Tommy.
No, I hate to say it, but the new guy, Chet, he's doing a great job. Even though you can't offer jobs here, he was a great hire.
Hey, Tommy. You forgot to sign my performance review.
Oh, how did this happen?
Well, sir, we were going to the bingo parlor at the YMCA, and, well, one thing led to another, and the instructions got all fouled up.
Nice. Stripes. Hey, did you know we're supposed to collect money for tickets?
Yes. Performance review?
Yeah, guess who I am?
Who?
Jack
Chester.
Chester.
Nice.
Ahoy, mateys.
Welcome to another episode of an hour feature presentation where we don't just love movies from the 80s and 90s.
We live them.
I'm Josh Sanchez.
I want to play with Yorku. I'm Carey Williams, red-beaked, seersuckered, summer renter.
Can we have our regular chairs, please?
What's wrong with these?
I don't know. Overworked air traffic controller Jack Chester is given 5 weeks paid leave as an alternative to being fired after nearly causing a mid-air collision on the job and having an outburst over a fly covering a radar blip. The next movie is, of course,
Summer Rental.
Let's talk about the movie.
Released August 9th, 1985, with a budget of $10 million. In its opening weekend, it earned $5.7 million. Second place behind Back to the Future.
I mean,
what a crazy movie to be second to.
Yes.
Josh and I discussed this leading up to the show, and we both were just like, our brain exploded because we wouldn't even think that these movies came out at the same time.
Yeah,
Back
not
to the
at all.
Future seems so much
So
more
much more
modern
modern.
versus Summer Rental,
Yep.
and it's crazy that they came out at the same time.
So crazy.
It went on to gross $24.7 million, which is pretty great for a comedy in the 80s.
First leading role for Canadian actor, comedian John Candy in a sole American Hollywood production. This doesn't count Going Berserk in 1983, which was a U.S.-Canada co-production, which was mostly was mostly a Canadian enterprise. This was one of 3 John Candy films released during summer of 1985. The others were Volunteers, where Candy re-teamed with Splash co-star Tom Hanks, and Brewster's Millions, which starred Richard Pryor. It's crazy.
According to Tracy J. Morgan's book, Searching for Candy, John Larroquette had more screen time in a major subplot as a romantic rival trying to steal away Sandy. This was eliminated when it didn't fare well with test audiences.
That is just...
I don't think I would have liked that either.
I don't think
so
I
understand why they took it out.
I remember watching it and going, this dude is...
He's a
way
little friendly.
He's way too nice.
I'll pay for your tickets.
This is
Come sit with us.
What's going on here? So the inspiration of the film came from an incident in which producer Bernie Brillstein had rented a beach house and returned one night to find the house crawling with uninvited guests invited by Bernie's client, John Belushi, who in soaking wet and sand-filled trunks was sleeping in Brillstein's bed. Ugh.
This makes me laugh because like the person that they have in the bed, it's not sand or water. He's got cigarette butts and ashes all through the bed.
Yes.
And he's a great big fat guy.
Oh, man. Yep.
And I just think it's so funny that that's how he represented Belushi basically, as this, gross fat guy in his bed basically.
So crazy. The youngest daughter's voice is dubbed by the older daughter's Carey Green in one scene, which has become somewhat iconic online when she asks, "Mommy, can I play in the basement with Yorku?"
Josh and I always joke about this part because it's so poorly dubbed that it stands out so badly in the movie.
Oh my goodness. When I watched this movie a few months ago, I was watching it, and it was one of those, like, you're watching it and you're in like movie watch mode, and then when that line happens, it's so jarring. I was like
something's wrong here.
Like what is happening?
Because it doesn't sound like a little
and
girl.
I had to rewind it to like figure out, like, did I just hear that, or was like having a mini stroke?
Even as a child, I was confused as to why it sounded so weird.
It's so weird. So the reason the basement line is so infamous is from the horribly sounding dub job. It's just amazing.
It's not great.
In this film, John Candy's character name is Jack Chester. Later in The Great Outdoors in 1988, he played Chet Ripley, who also suffers mishaps during a family vacation, and in one scene is called Chester by Dan Aykroyd's character, to which he angrily replies, "Don't call me Chester."
I've watched these movies dozens of times, and I still didn't notice that until we looked up this information about it.
Call me that one more time, and you're going to go home with a dent in your forehead.
The film was only available on DVD for the longest time, and it was actually kind of a frustration for me because, on modern TVs, DVDs don't look that great. Mm-hmm. Finally, this year in February, Kino Lorber released it on Blu-ray for the first time.
Yeah, 40th anniversary release.
Oh my God.
Just
I don't even want to hear that. That really dates me. It makes me feel old.
It's a very long time. John Candy gave all the cast and crew books to read to keep themselves entertained while they were not filming. The photo scene during the end credits, this is just crazy, were actually taken by actress Karen Austin. That's so crazy. That's
the whole outro to the movie. It's
man.
like them playing that during the credits.
Yep, John Candy himself, who was given the book photography by John Candy himself, so that he and other actors had something to do when they were not filming. This is nuts.
He's just such a nice guy,
so nice.
Giving his co-stars.
There's so many. I've read so many stories like that about him.
My favorite John Candy story, if you've ever heard it before, was I can't remember what production he was working on. It might have been SCTV, but. He's a large fellow, so like one of the crew that was working on the show mistook him as a crew member and not a cast member, and they basically were like, "Hey, get over here and help us with this." And then when the director was looking for him because he wasn't on set, he got frustrated. He's like, "What are you doing? Get on set!" And he's like, "Oh, hold on a minute, I got to help these guys with this stuff."
That's so crazy.
And it just speaks to who he is.
Yeah, it speaks to who he is.
Like
I've read so many different stories like that, like where he like threw a party and invited a bunch of the stagehands, everyone to come, and like one of the guys is like, "Oh man, I don't really think I should come," like whatever, and
he like talks him
into it, and he comes, and they're sitting there. It's like all the crew, and he's like, and they're like, "Oh man, we should pay you," and he's like, "No, I'm gonna pay for all the food and everything. It's already been handled." I'm like, man, it's
why
so
I've
awesome.
always looked up to him.
It's so awesome.
I've heard nothing but kindness out of this man.
Awesome.
Alan Silvestri, who had written the score for Back to the Future, which is, oh my goodness, an iconic score.
Yes.
It was a major hit of 1985, especially that summer when the film was on top for over 6 weeks, almost when Summer Rental was released, and finished in second place during this film's opening weekend, which was a little historic since it gave the composer 2 films that finished at number 1 and number 2.
Something that's rarely seen. Good job, Alan Silvestri. We love it.
Speaking of soundtracks, this one has a pretty great one as well. Maybe it doesn't hold up to Back to the Future, but this is a pretty great one as well.
Yeah.
The song of note to me, above everything else, would be the Jimmy Buffett song "Turning Around," and this is one of those ones that I'd get it stuck in my head. It's always the one I associate it with the movie. It's also the one I bug my children with as they were growing up. If they were having a behavior problem, I'd say, "Let's turn it around," and then I'd sing "Turning Around" to them. We also have it features Axel F. whenever they're walking around with their headset. We have Dolores performed by Carl Reiner, which I was kind of surprised by. I mean, he's also the director. We have Footloose by Kenny Loggins, of course, another iconic 80s song. I'm a Hot-Blooded Man, written by Bishop Holiday, Scott Lipsker, and Harold Payne. We have the Love Boat theme, sung by Rip Torn and John Candy. And I will tell you this, every time that one happened, even like currently, like when I watch it nowadays, he gets me.
Yes.
Because he starts singing a song, and I think it's going to be a real song, and like 10 seconds, and you're like, oh my God. He's singing. He's like, me mother taught me this ditty. You know what I mean? Like it's some old pirate song he's going to sing, and it's the Love Boat theme.
So great.
We also have Tangerine, written by Johnny Mercer and Victor Scheitzinger. Jimmy Buffett's song Turning Around is still one of the most requested songs from a movie soundtrack that is still not available to this day outside of the film.
That's so crazy. That's just insane.
It's pretty wild.
It's insane.
It is wild.
Let's talk about the cast. Of course, we got
the man
right there, John Candy
Candy
as Jack Tester. Go ahead with this one.
He's in everything. He's Blues Brothers, Stripes.
Vacation, Summer Rental,
Armed and Dangerous, Little Shop of Horrors. I can't. The amount of times that we reference Little Shop of Horrors in this show is just insane to me.
So good.
Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yep.
She's having a baby. The Great Outdoors.
Who's Harry Crumb?
Uncle Buck.
Yes. Home Alone. Nothing. Oh my gosh, Nothing But Trouble.
And I don't think anybody loves Nothing But Trouble but me and you.
It's so great. I tried watching that movie with my wife, and we got, I don't know, maybe.
She's like, what is this?
Maybe 10 minutes into it. Well, whenever they actually get to the place, and it's like she's just like, yeah, we're not watching this.
I love Nothing But Trouble, and I want to just a quick tidbit, even though it's not the one we're talking about. Dan Aykroyd wrote apology letters to every cast member because of that movie.
Oh, wow. Man, Nothing But Trouble, Only the Lonely, and Delirious, Cool Runnings, and Wagons East. Next up, we have Richard Crenna, who plays Al Pellet. He was in First Blood, Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, Leviathan, Hot Shots Part 2, Wrongfully Accused. And then, of course, we have
Rip Torn, Scully. He's a wild man in this. He's a wild man in everything.
Yeah.
He's a Beastmaster, Airplane 2, the sequel, Defending Your Life, RoboCop 3, Canadian Bacon, Down Periscope, Men in Black, Hercules, and of course, Don Geiss in 30 Rock.
It's great. We have Karen Austin, who plays Sandy Chester here in Lightning Jack. And
no other movies that we're probably going to reference on the show, unfortunately, but she's a pretty great 80s mom.
Yep, and then we have Carey Green. We have a Goonies.
We have Goonies and lots of stuff.
Goonies, she's in Goonies and Lucas, and then she has like a real small part in the show Mad About You. She's on screen for like 2 seconds.
And this is another one that gets me every time, because every time I rewatch it, I forget. Joey Lawrence is the son. He's Bobby Chester. And a couple other notables for him, of course, is Oliver and Company and the Goofy movie, which is an iconic one for him.
And then we have John Larroquette, who plays Don Moore, and he was in Stripes, Twilight Zone, the movie, Meatballs Part 2, Life Force, Madhouse, JFK.
The villain from Richie Rich.
And then Richard Hurd. Right here.
Oh man, he plays the he's got red hair in this one compared to that there. He's also in Private Benjamin, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Gleaming the Cube, and Sergeant Bilko.
Great movie. Santos Morales plays Cortez. He's in Scarface, Back to School, Three Amigos.
We have Lois Hamilton, who plays Vicky. She's a wild one in this. She's also in The Cannonball Run and Stripes.
And then Carmine Caridi, who plays Ed, is in Brewster's Million. Great movie. Money Pit, great movie. Some Kind of Wonderful, great movie. Godfather Part 3.
I love that guy, too. Would you just tell her, mister? Would you just tell her they're perfect?
Oh, my gosh. It's great.
And like always, of course, we have press kit time. And this is a little bit different this time for the press kit. Leading up to this, I've spent months trying to find the press kit for this movie.
This one was a hard one. This one was a very, very difficult one. So.
I have never seen the press kit available for this movie in the times that I've been searching for press kits. And unfortunately, we were not able to get a complete press kit for this, but we tried to come as close as we could. This is a reproduction of the folder, that we created ourselves.
We found pictures online.
Picture of it, what it looked like. And we recreated the folder. We don't have any of the written press content, but we do have photos. So since I couldn't find the entire press kit, I made sure we got lots of wonderful photos.
Yeah,
And
they're
we'll
all
go ahead
fantastic.
and start with this one. You'll see a familiar looking cap that's on that there. The man himself, John Candy.
It's fantastic.
We have a couple more featuring him in his beach attire, which, as I've also chosen to wear, he decided to wear a hockey jersey to the beach. It's definitely not something I would want to use because I'm warming it right now. We have our wild pirate Rip Torn right here. This is one I enjoy. He's got himself and the dog with his leg injury inflatable in the little wading pool,
little kiddie pool there.
enjoying his. I can't go to the beach or bring the beach to him. We have Foursquare of the children, and then the one boy that the daughter was hanging out with. This is also one of my favorite scenes in the movie featured. It's whenever he first runs into Vicky and she decides to engage him, and he drops the full pitcher of lemonade.
That's okay. Come on over.
Yeah, come on over.
over.
And we have a scene from the movie with the husband and wife, but we also have behind the scene productions there with John, and I do believe it was the director we have there. We have Al Pellet on his boat, the Incisor, having a little rage out there. We have some of the other supporting cast here with John Larroquette, who, of course, was going to have a larger part. But we have him beside Vicky and some of the other players. And we're going to go ahead and expand upon the lemonade scene here with the first bewilderment of asking, what do you think of these? What do you think of these? He's like, think of what?
Think of what? Oh, and the husband's home.
Oh, yeah. And then, he hears the groaning in the background. He goes, what was that? And she goes, oh, that's Ed. And he goes, I'm going to go. I'm a dead man.
I'm a dead man. I'm a dead man. Oh, my gosh. Some notable scenes for us, of course.
I always remember this as he's like getting ready to leave for work, and it's just a little bit of chaos in the morning with the family.
Yes.
You kind of hear the dialogue because you see the house and you hear all the ruckus. And then as he's leaving, the wife hands him a different drink because he's not supposed to have coffee. So, she argues with him about that. And then he's brought the breakfast that his son has prepared for him. And he's cracking a boiled egg in the car. And that always stood out to me as a child because I was like, what a weird thing to eat in the car. Yeah. And as he's cracking this egg and he's eating this boiled egg, he told the son to make him he told the son he'd take a second egg.
Yeah.
And as he goes to crack the second one, it explodes because it's an uncooked egg all over the dash of his car. He's like, it's my fault. It's my fault. I should have specified.
2 hard-boiled eggs.
Right, 2 hard-boiled eggs. So then, then he gets to work and he has the scene from the synopsis of why they go on vacation in the first place. He's an air traffic controller and he's trying to find an airplane on his thing and he's freaking out because he can't. And then his boss comes over and flicks it off. And he's like,
man.
Hey, a fly landed on there. Yep. It's okay. It's okay.
So this movie, because I don't remember seeing this movie as a kid at all.
Most people I talk to, this is one I expose them to because they
they
know all the other big John Candy movies, and this is the one that gets overlooked.
I don't remember seeing this at all as a kid, and when I rewatched it recently for the first time, of course, I didn't watch a trailer, I didn't read a synopsis or anything, but I'm watching this intro, and he goes, because he's an air traffic controller, he goes to work. And me and my wife are instantly like, oh my gosh, is this what this movie is going to be about? Like, this is going to be a stress nightmare. Like, oh my gosh. And of course, it instantly changes. Yes. They got to go to vacation, summer rental. And it was just like, we kind of 2 or 3 minutes after they get to their summer rental, we kind of look at each other like, okay, it's not one of these high stress.
Right. Let's get some hijinks.
Yes, this is a perfect way of transitioning. Go ahead.
Another great one is the restaurant incident.
Oh, yes,
so
yes.
They're at basically a seafood restaurant that's very popular, and they don't take reservations. So they're in this huge line. It's all through the restaurant, out the front of the restaurant. And, it just keeps showing the progression of time, and the kids are impatient, everybody's hungry, and they keep coming up and checking on the lobster tanks. They're gonna have lobsters, and the next thing you know, right before they're almost up to their turn, old Al Pellet shows up with his crew of people, and they bypass the whole line because he's a big deal, and they're like, come right this way, Mr. Pellet. And he goes up and he's like, what gives? You know what I mean? We were next in line. He's like, oh, you're still next in line. He's like, I thought you didn't take, oh, we don't take reservations except for Mr. Pellet. And, like while they're waiting in line, they see that he's a big deal because he's got all these trophies and he wins all the regatta races. And basically he has a little freak out, goes to the table, gets a little tussle with Al, and Al even gets into this thing where because he's like, oh, these are your lobsters, because he's like, yeah, these are, and he's banging on the tray. He's like, yeah, my lobsters, and he's like, is this your wife? And he's pushing his own wife, and he stands up, and he even at one point is pulling his zipper down. He's like, are these your pants? And
So it's so wild.
The maitre d' comes along. He's like, we'll have a table for you very soon. And he's like, that's too bad. We don't need a table anymore because we're getting out of here because we're going to eat a good restaurant. This one, I found some rats in the back. And he's like screaming it through the restaurant. He's like, you kids don't want to eat where there's rats, do you? And so they stumble out of there. And that's where they then look for a restaurant that's open late because they've been there all day. And the one place they find is called The Barnacle.
It's so great.
Not the most appetizing name for a restaurant, but that's where they meet his future buddy Scully and his introduction to the family there. He goes around the table and he gets to the little girl and he goes, oh, and what be your name, little darling, or something along those lines. And she goes, my name's Lori. And where's your hand? And oh, that's a story you don't want to be hearing, or something like that. And it just kind of gives you an impression of what Scully's character is going to be like.
It's so good. Such a good portrayal.
It's wonderful. Then of course, he decides he's going to go out and lay out on the beach and fall asleep, and that leads to the whole sunburn debacle where he's like red from head to toe. And then they get him in Noxzema, and that leads to the wrong house incident because they're on Beach Lane instead of Beach Road, and when he answers the door late at night because people are coming in, and he's got the statue ready to beat him, he's covered in Noxzema, and he's in a basically like a Asian looking robe, and my take on it is they're trying to make him look like a geisha girl basically because he's covered in the white coal cream, and he's getting ready to club this guy. He's like, and he says, "We're the Three Bears. Who the hell are you?"
So the
family comes in and they're like, "Take whatever you want, just don't hurt the family." He's like, "Oh, I won't."
That scene. So leading up to that part, like seeing the house and seeing all of that, and then the quick change from they're in the wrong house.
And then you just see the fade of confidence in his face that he's justified in his yelling at these people. And then they go from that to the new house. And it shows it from the outside. And it is this dilapidated turd of a house.
So run down and garbage.
And then they're sitting in their kitchen and all these people are walking by and he's swatting flies. And all of a sudden he's like, why are all these people walking by? There's like a kid rubbing his face on the window.
It's like the narrow path to get from the main roadway and the parking lot to get to the beach. The narrow pathway is right next to their house.
It's right beside them.
It's literally they could reach in and grab whatever they want.
He asks the one big fat guy why everybody's coming this way, and the guy points, and instead of talking, he belches. He points at the sign that says beach access. He's like, "Bruh."
So great. It's so great.
And then we continue to have our incidents with the villain from the restaurant, Al Pellet, as he takes his son sailing, and all of a sudden, John, he's maybe a little overconfident and thinks he knows what he's doing a little more than he does, and he says he has the right of way when the big, and the other ship's coming, and neither one of them divert from their course, and he rams their boat and plunges the front of his, and then Al Pellet comes screaming at him, you put a hole in my boat, you put a hole in my boat, and John Candy's screaming that he injured his leg, and then that's what leads to I've never seen something like this until that movie. He basically has an inflatable tube all the way up and down his leg because he's injured his knee and he's on crutches and his inflatable leg.
It's so over the top. It is so over the top.
So then half the rest of the movie until he heals up, he's trudging around in this, sitting in a little wading pool.
Yep. Oh man! And of course, he goes out to he's
he's got his pitch. He's got a full pitcher of lemonade in cups.
Yep.
And it's just for him. That's more of the confusion too. So he's got crutches, the leg,
I'm guessing,
and he's standing there.
I'm guessing he doesn't want to keep making the trek back and forth.
I mean, that makes
smart.
sense. It makes
smart.
sense.
He's like, but he's on crutches. It's like, man, they got the full pitcher on that platter with the cups.
And the next door lady just shows up and she's got a little skimpy bikini on and he stands there and she greets him and he stands there looking and his hand just tips and everything slides and dumps and she invites him over because she feels bad.
She feels bad.
But something I want to point out, till recently I never noticed the foreshadowing. When they're showing the reasons the house is crappy, it also has out the window in the background the noise of a power saw. Mm-hmm. And it's Ed working on the porch with his power tools.
Oh my!
And then we'll come to find out when we get to meet, who Vicky is this wild neighbor lady.
Yes.
As she's sitting there talking to John Candy, all of a sudden he looks over and she has flipped her top up.
Yep.
There's no nudity because it's a family-friendly movie. But it alludes to she's exposing herself to him, and she's like, "What do you think of these?" Yeah. And he immediately looks away, like trying to be, at least kind of gentlemanly.
Yes.
And he goes, "Oh, think of what?" You know what I mean? And she's like, "These, silly." And like he finds, "Oh, those are pretty great," or something like that. And she goes, "They cost, X amount of dollars." Yep. And then she's like, "It was either this or some power tools for Ed." So I just loved having that all tied together after 40 years of noticing
that. Yes.
And the next thing you know, you hear a ruckus from the bedroom, like this grunting, and like, "Oh, well, what was that?" "Oh, that's Ed." He's like, "Oh, I gotta go. I'm a dead man." And as he tries to leave, he pops that leg thing and scrambles out the door.
Oh man, and that whole scene is just it's beyond. It's beyond.
As a child, I'm like,
what is happening?
And you find it extra silly because you're a little kid and it's just the most ludicrous thing you've ever seen.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The other interesting thing that we touched upon a little bit was, the wife was initially supposed to go hang out with John Larroquette X amount of times, kind of making a rivalry for John Candy. And like I said, I'm kind of glad they took the subplot out because it darkens it a little bit.
Watching the movie, I remember his character and it was like, he's too nice to them. Is this like... You could tell that there was something supposed to be there, but then they ended up not flushing it out, and of course they took it out.
And then there's other little subtle things like later on they'll be like, "We're gonna go do stuff with Don and his son," like it's mentioned, what I mean, but they don't ever show the scenes. And of course, like we discussed earlier, we have the people just overtaking his house.
It's insane.
He comes home and it's just. It shows multiple reasons why people show up. I believe the first one is because the little girl has to go to the bathroom, and the mom lets her in to go pee.
Because the door's open because John Candy just spilled the lemonade.
And he went over to the neighbor's house. And one of the other things it's basically a domino effect.
Yep.
Once they're in the house, another gentleman comes up. He's like, "Oh, I'm just dying of thirst. Can you help me out?" And the lady's like, "Sure, come on in," because he thinks that she's the owner. And then next thing you know, it's just full of people. People on the telephone. There's somebody cooking. There's like asking who's got the omelet or something like that. They're cooking.
It's fantastic. And then plus the bed scene when the guy's in the bed, it's just great. It's so great.
And he yells at the dog because the dog didn't defend
the house.
The dog
didn't do anything.
"Archie, you traitor." The bed's covered in cigarette butts and ashes.
Man,
and he's just disappointed.
It's fantastic.
And I think the reason for the subplot also, that bouncing back to that, was to give the family something to do while John Candy's doing his thing, because he's injured and he can't go to the beach.
Can't go to the beach,
So he starts hanging out with Scully.
He
decides he's going to have Scully teach him how to sail, and as he's doing that, him and Scully start to become friends. They start sharing stories. They're playing darts with each other. And I love the dart scene. As a kid, I always thought that was wild because they're both getting drunk while they're playing darts. And Scully's standing there, and the hook hand has a dart in it. And they're counting up the points, and he's like, which one's those? And it's Scully's dart. So Scully threw his own dart into his arm.
So ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
It's great.
It's so
great.
Ridiculous.
Those little subtle things
are what
make it makes me happy. Just that scene every time. And then, you know, they're drinking and sailing all the time. And one of the times where they're out sailing and he's teaching them to sail, that's when he starts singing the song with them about the love. He's like, you know,
what does he say?
it's like he says it's something his mom taught him.
And you think it's gonna be?
It's not even that old of a song in the era.
You think it's gonna be some old
meaningful,
like an old European song from the old country, and it's like
no, it's the Love Boat theme song.
The Love Boat theme song. It's so ridiculous.
So then we pepper back in some more Al Pellet incidents. So, all of a sudden, the landlord that owns the crappy place that they're staying in now, he passes because he tells his wife, I'm trying to get a hold of the landlord. Apparently, he's in intensive care. And then the next thing you know, it shows Al Pellet at the funeral, and he's signing the deed on the coffin. And like he can't get good thing. He slams the coffin shut on this man during his viewing to sign the document to obtain ownership of the house.
Ridiculous.
And then John comes to pay him the rent, and basically he tells him, like, I wouldn't take this from you if my family was starving in the street, and he throws it down.
So
and
ridiculous.
John has to go home and tell the family it's over. And then basically after that he gets angry that he's ruined the vacation for his family, and he heads to the restaurant that the guy's eating at and challenges him to a boat race. And he's been training with Scully, and he's gonna beat this guy at his own game, and show him. And he makes the bet that if he wins, he gets to stay for 2 weeks rent free, and if he doesn't, he gets to keep the check, and they have to leave.
So good.
That's when we go into our montage.
Our
turning around montage.
Love a good montage.
And they're fixing up that boat, the family, and then we're all scraping barnacles and painting and fixing wood, and they paint themselves into a corner, and they got to find a sail that's big enough for this giant boat, and then finally the big scene at the end is the regatta boat race, and they hold their own, or they're hanging back, and then they discover that the restaurant stuff is still in the boat. That's why they're hanging behind.
That's right.
Because the deep freeze is down in. And the reason they have a deep freeze is because there's no fresh catch of the day. You order Scully's fresh catch of the day, it's fish fingers in a box.
So ridiculous.
He comes up, one of the crew members is eating a fish finger, and he's like, "Where'd you get that?" And he's like, "Oh, from the cooler." And he's like, "Didn't I tell you to get rid of the coolers?" So they start pitching their own restaurant equipment into the water because Scully's excited about beating Al too, because he tried to get one of his crew members deported, so he has a grudge against Al as well. And
so many intricate lines.
Oh my goodness!
In this story.
Oh yes. And then, of course, the final silly thing to push them just a little bit further forward. They're like, if we just had a couple more yards of sail. And it shows John Candy's thoughts percolating, and the next thing you know, they overtake. And then Al's like, "Where's he getting all this wind?" And like John's waving, and you look up, he's got no pants on. He's in his underwear, and he's got his pants hanging.
It's so ridiculous.
Giving that little extra push.
It's just a little extra push to push it past.
And of course, it's the fat guy joke. He's got big pants. It's enough to sail a boat.
Exactly. Oh, man. I mean, what is this?
I'd probably recap why choose a few scenes when I can tell you the whole movie from start to finish?
Exactly. So, what some personal things about this movie that just like touched you, or just like anything in general?
It's a big one for me. That's why this is one of the very first John Candy movies I've seen. It was probably either this one or The Great Outdoors. And that's why I find it so wild when I talk to people, and this is one of the John Candy movies they haven't seen. Like, they always know The Great Outdoors. They always go to The Great Outdoors. They always know Uncle Buck. They always know Planes, Trains. And I'll mention Summer Rental, and be like, "Oh, I've never seen that one." Like, "Oh, it's so good. You got to watch Summer Rental."
So it was so good. I'm so glad that you shared this with me, because it's from the start, it was a little rough because, I didn't read the synopsis. I didn't watch any of the trailers. But that start up until, like, of course, he gets to the rental house, it's like you think, oh, this is going to be one movie. And I'm so glad.
Different.
I'm so glad that it was what it was, because it's fantastic.
It's one of my favorites of his. I even put it, believe it or not, I put it above Planes, Trains.
Oh, wow.
People think that's crazy.
Wow.
And the only reason being
is
I get sad when I watch Planes, Trains. This one I like, it's goofball funny. It's just a different mood. Like, don't get me wrong, Planes, Trains is funny, but like there's sadness to it too.
So your favorite character was?
Jack Chester.
That's amazing. Yeah, my favorite character was, of course, Scully, because I love just love him.
The man that hits himself with a dart while he's playing darts and doesn't even notice.
And of course, we all know what your favorite actor was. Of course,
it's always going to be the Candy Man.
I was trying not to do that, and I just watching this movie and seeing Richard Crenna as, of course, the commanding officer in Rambo.
And I always forget it's the same man.
It's the same
Even
guy.
though I know the actor, he's so different.
Yeah, so different. So like watching this and watching him play this mean guy, it just blew my mind.
It is
and I was
wild.
like, wow, he is a phenomenal actor. So good.
And he's definitely unlikable in this movie.
Oh yeah,
like,
he
you
is.
make him like, oh, I hate that guy. Stop being mean to John Candy.
I hated him. And when I first saw him, I thought, oh, this guy's in it. It's gonna be great. He's in it. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you making me hate you? And then I was like, oh, he's just that good. He's
just
that
that
good.
good.
He's that good of an actor. It's amazing. I love it.
It's true.
All right, and let's go over and
Let's check
look
out
at
some
props. Yep.
This one's not as prop heavy as some of our other ones, but we tried to we had to keep a couple secret ones as well, just because we didn't want any spoilers. So we have a few things here. This is definitely not accurate or anything like that, but we have a little wooden boat here just to represent the barnacle,
Barnacle.
It's a fish restaurant and a boat.
So this is so funny.
We have Scully's little hat here, as you saw earlier, and this is one that me and Josh have been joking about since I've decided to make this decision. In my search for promo items or other little silly tidbits from the movie, I literally saw online a little bit of dirt and a brick from the summer rental house. It's not the one they're staying in on vacation. This is the house they live in at the beginning of the movie. And we have our certificate of authenticity, but we also have the listing pictures that show the man standing next to the pile of bricks that he's about to remove from this house.
Because that always guarantees that it's authentic.
Yeah, right? And it's like, we're going to sell these bricks.
That is just, this to me is hilarious.
It's wild. It's even got a hologram.
This is hilarious. This is hilarious. I absolutely love that you got this.
I think he laughed for a full minute or two when I was on the phone telling him I bought a brick from the summer rental house.
I was like, you got a brick? Like, what do you mean you got a brick from
It's got a certificate of authenticity. It's like a Bradford Mint item.
I can't look at that anymore. Oh man, it's just hilarious. I mean, how much did you pay for that?
$20.
$20. Well, I mean, if you want, I can sell you this whole brick for $15.
That's a deal, bud.
Deal? I will get you a certificate of authenticity sometime in the future.
It better have a hologram like the other one does. That makes it official.
I'll put 2 of them on there.
Double hologram? That'd be a keepsake for me.
Oh man, don't go wasting that. Don't go wasting that anywhere.
Don't worry, I'll put it with the other one.
Put it with the other one. Oh man, it's ridiculous.
Well, I think maybe we ought to take a break and just see what our sponsor has to say this time around. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Yep.
Come in.
Hey.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Hey, I was wondering if I could borrow that drill.
Yeah, let me go get it. Here you go.
Thanks.
Hey, while you're here, I was wondering if I could get your opinion on something.
Sure.
What do you think of these?
From the makers of Fake Machine Gun and My Uncle's Hatchet comes They're Perfect. Annoying neighbor always asking to borrow stuff? Give them a quick flash. Test that fella's eyesight. And now they all do. They're perfect for men.
What's your opinion about something? Take a look at this. I just wondered if I could get your opinion about something. What do you think of these? I got both.
I got both too.
They're perfect. And they're perfect for men.
So that was a little scandalous.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get like a standards and practices person.
I don't know. I thought we
or-
replaced them with that crazy apple juice guy incident. I thought we replaced him with that.
I'm pretty sure his standards are different than ours. I'm hoping that it's still family friendly enough. I think we might be able to get by. Might have to have some censorship here or there, possibly.
Maybe.
But we might need to review these sponsors a little bit more often. Maybe not leave it up to the applesauce guy anymore.
Well, thank you so much for watching another crazy episode of a Now or Future presentation. We love recreating these 80s and 90s experiences with all the shenanigans that we do. I'm Josh Sanchez, and this is
Carey Williams. And I hope you go out and watch Summer Rental if you haven't seen it.